I was born and raised in southwestern Virginia, a coal mining town, a coal mining family. My father was an actual coal miner and my mother worked payroll for one of the mining companies. My father had served in Vietnam and my mother's father had served in World War II, and I always had a healthy appreciation for our country and for the service members that kept us safe. Did 2 years of college after high school before I could really convince my mother to let me join the Army. I was off at 19. From there, I went through basic training for the United States Army Infantry and was stationed here in Tennessee at part of the 101st Airborne. Ended up working my way up through the ranks to squad leader. That took us to the deployment to Iraq and was injured when I got there. I came home to Fort Campbell and I was still spending a lot of time in physical therapy, doing a lot of work trying to learn to use my prosthetics, as well as trying to adjust to being a dad with also having my career in the military going. Part of the problem that I had with prosthetics was I'd never seen another bilateral above knee amputee walk. When I got to an Amputee Coalition of America national conference in Minnesota, I went in for a bilateral seminar that they were doing, and in the seminar I saw several other bilaterals and they were walking around the room and I was floored. When I got my head wrapped around, I'm gonna do this, I went back to Virginia where I was living at the time, and I was up and walking a month from the date that I met those guys. I have multiple legs, which I use for different events, much like you would use different tools for different experiences. They're computer-controlled hydraulic knee units. They have multiple sensors inside the knee that allows them to do a lot of amazing things that I'm probably not very qualified to even tell you about. Skiing I did from the chair, and it was the first thing that gave me hope again. I was able to get out on the mountain of my own free will and ski to my ability. I could be the best skier on the mountain or the worst skier on the mountain, and it had nothing to do with my injuries anymore. You know, it did give me hope, and it gave me something to strive for, and it's probably the reason that I'm, still skiing competitively today. I've ridden motorcycles and stuff when I was a kid, and was actually trying to purchase a motorcycle just before I got hurt. I mean, I've always loved anything with a motor and still do, sports cars and muscle cars and, motorcycles, and especially Harley. I've had my Harley for just over a year and it's got 7,500 miles on it. I'm really out every chance I can get. I'll go to the store, go to work on the bike. My kids love to get out and ride.
If you want to see how Bill Street used to be, you got to come to Memphis, Tennessee.
You'd have to talk to somebody that rides and loves it to know, but it's a feeling you can't get anywhere else when you're on a bike. You really do look at the world a little differently from the saddle of a Harley. So. It only made sense, when I was looking for a job to apply at the Harley shop here in town, and just really enjoyed it. It benefits me to learn about parts on the very bike that I ride, and it benefits me to be around the guys that know the things that I'm into, and so I enjoy getting to hear the motorcycles roar every day at work and see the new stuff that comes out, whether it be the new bikes for the season or the new clothing, and for the stuff that I participate in. It's hugely beneficial to me just to be there. I want to add a 101st Airborne patch, the Screaming Eagle with the Airborne over top of it. This patch was kind of all across the world in most every war since World War II. With quite a bit of distinction. I think I've got a Paralympic pin laying around as well that kind of shows kind of a duality of my life from soldier to Paralympian, and some of my freedom. Being able to be on the bike is free for me, and to be on the snow is very free. To have the ability to do the things that you want, to be free from the stresses and strains of this world is something that you can't get very often. And when I'm skiing and when I'm riding, it gives me the opportunity to forget my pressure and forget my stress and just enjoy.